Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns. We've got Game 2 of the Z2R Standard Tournament 2023 Semifinals between MiRai and Paratroopa tonight. Here on tracking is JLo7, and commentating are Elendar and Jay Coper. I'm going to hand it over to them. Enjoy the race, everyone.
Hello and good night, everybody. We got a great race here. This is second race in a 2 out of 3. MiRai won the first one. I'm sure we're all hoping for a game 3, but we'll see what the seed does. I got Jay Coper with me. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. I commentated game 1 as well, and we had a nice close race until Para took an unfortunate game over on Rebanak and kind of spiraled out of control from there. But let's hope that Para can keep it close the whole way this time.
Yeah, MiRai is our champion of the most recent tournament, the Max Rando tournament, looking to also take down Standard here. So I think Para definitely has a good chance of winning this race, but I think she's just got to keep down the mistakes, because MiRai is so efficient, I think, at combat that you really gotta make sure you keep it clean and play well, and just hope that the decisions make you the right ones.
Yeah, not only is MiRai really efficient in combat, but he knows the randomizer really well. He's written a guide for identifying community rooms, and just has a very thorough understanding of this randomizer. Anyone who's around here knows that MiRai commentates more races than anyone too. So he plays this game a lot. He watches it a lot. He's ready. But Para's been around this game for a very long time and is no slouch. So
yeah, and we are off here, and we got Vanilla Like probably.
That's kind of what it looks like. Both going left at start, doing the exact same things, getting the boots. I support just leaving this guy alone. Yep, 5 experience.
Yeah,
for the win.
Attack 1 is just it's very bad. It is slightly statistically better. In this version of the randomizer, it's 2 damage about 80% of the time, and occasionally it rolls up to 3, but basically any enemy that requires a bunch of stabs, unless it's going to give a lot of experience, like maybe this Red Iron Knuckle.
What? How did she get through that? Wow. Okay.
Not even a scratch, and some good experience as a reward.
Sure. We'll go with not even a scratch.
I mean, you come out at full health, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. Man, those Iron Knuckles dropping 200 experience each. That is really, really nice.
Yeah, I know MiRai is usually not one for grinding, but he is revisiting occasionally every time he passes by, and I don't blame him.
Oh, MiRai does not get the 150.
Yep, and now Para's getting a challenge that I tell people specifically to practice for Dark Caves. That cave with a red Daira right at the beginning is something that, because there's so many enemies that spawn there, I feel like you just have to practice. Because you can definitely get seeds, especially maybe as we start coming into Max Rando, where it'll be you have a vanilla west, and like that the hammer is in there, and there's basically nothing else you do, and you just have to do that at low levels. And we'll see if MiRai can do it a little cleaner. He does have attack 2, so that is going to help.
Yeah, that heart container that Paratroopa just got out of the I guess that is the vanilla heart container cave. That won't hurt either. Well, Perry, you might as well up an A there and fill lives, maybe? This is Rappa, so Perry's gonna go to the south, maybe Ignore. Oh, that was close. I don't think he can get that.
I think you can get that one. I think you just have to slide it. But yeah,
nice.
I think if it's exactly in the middle, you can't get it. But you can, if it's even a little to the side, you can sort of work yourself over. It's similar to doing the horizontal setup for up skip, where you just sort of jump and try to get yourself just a pixel over.
I see. Yeah. Anyway, so we got the hammer. That's kind of a big deal sometimes.
Yeah, can be if we get hammer black caves in the west, or I'm always rooting for a trip into DM, but it seems to never be required.
So hopefully Hera goes back for that, unless the hammer like leads us on some sort of wild goose chase that we don't need to follow. We're almost certainly gonna watch that. We want that, but the raft, that's probably even better than, I don't know. They're both very good items.
Yeah, and both reasonably likely to be blocking our way off of this west, as we are seeing a raft tile already from MiRai, so...
Yeah. And Para's gonna just go and check it out? Or, yes? No? Okay.
I like it. If this is, especially if this is maze, you can
Death Mountain.
Get items pretty quickly without too much effort usually, but yeah, not a surprise that she's abandoning Death Mountain, and there's the maze.
Oh, we saw a cave, connector cave to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both maze and the east wouldn't be too bad, considering we've got the boots. That opens up some easier routing possibilities and other item in the east.
Yeah, so far though, no towns, no hints. Sort of both runners going to be a little bit adrift without information.
Yeah, we did see that Mito has fire. No idea what that's linked to, of course. I'm sure we'll probably see where the medicine is at some point when we get down stab.
Yeah, it's certainly a thing that you want to check when you're there, but I don't blame either runner wanting to just hold off until they can do the whole town at once.
Yeah. Para is seeing how juicy these iron knuckles are. See how many of these she decides to kill. More than one.
Yeah, I think going up to attack 3 is not unreasonable here.
Oh, you gotta go through that cave if you're MiRai. Oh, never mind. Just walk up there.
Okay.
I was gonna say that. Look, it goes right to the rock. It looks like, but yeah.
Yeah.
You can just walk up there.
And we'll see how much of a benefit not missing the hammer the first time is.
Well, that's useful, but obviously not required.
Yeah, better now than 20 minutes later when you've already got attack 4 or 5.
There it goes. There's the maze.
And that also leads to the maze. So we are going to need to find a bridge to get to the east, and MiRai's pretty quickly going to know whether that's on Death Mountain.
Right. That is a nice final connector to need. You don't want to be searching for a connector cave. Finding a bridge is usually a relatively easy reveal. We got Reflect as our first spell.
Okay. I didn't look. I think that was 70 something. So not castable. It will be nice for Para if she can cast Reflect next time she up A's, because it will make that magic container cave a whole lot easier.
Yeah, Para's also going to have much better levels by the time she gets back there regardless, so I have faith in her ability to get through there.
Yeah. MiRai going to find his first item.
That is a child. That could very well be required. That is a vanilla child, too.
It is.
We know it's not going to unlock Reflect, though.
Still could be Thunder. And now, yeah, Para also finding her second connection to... I'm not sure if she saw the other connection to the maze. I think she did. But it doesn't matter. At the very least, she's going to check the other cave real quick here. Okay, so the flute and the child, 2 items on the maze.
Pretty good Maze Island.
It is, but we are just rapidly being funneled back into Death Mountain.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's any chance of a bridge on the west yet. It seems unlikely. Does the bridge?
Yeah.
No, I mean it could be on any direction, so it's possible it's on the west coast yet.
The
Maybe.
only restriction with the bridge is the bridge and the raft can't be on the same side of the map. So the raft was facing east, so the bridge can't be on the east side of the map.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
That's
but it could be, yeah, and it's based on what direction it's facing, not necessarily which direction it's because it's sort of on a lake there. But I'm pretty sure that's an east facing raft. But I don't think it's going to be here in the west either. I think we've seen a pretty good view of the coast from both of our runners. So
Thunder, we need the trophy.
All right,
we're gonna find out where it is.
Yeah, I think the best likelihood at this point is that it's a Caldera Death Mountain, and if that's true, then we're definitely going to need to cross it to get to a bridge. Because in Caldera's, I know it's specifically for Death Mountain, but I don't remember if it's Barba Slithers with the candle. Okay.
All right. Well, that's a good hint. That means we don't have to dig 6 for our glove.
Certainly not a palace you want to be digging.
Right there is our bridge. Right? No, that's not a bridge. That's just a bridge. That's not our bridge.
Yeah, that's kind of an unlikely one to have spawned, but
right.
It is what it is.
MiRai, not? Yeah, you gotta go for this hint.
Yeah, this is an important hint.
I've done certain similar things with skipping hints in the past, but that was when I had like a lot of the West left to explore and stuff like that, and easy things. But I wouldn't be surprised if trophy is very easy to get on the East once we get there. Just a matter of getting there.
Yeah. So jump spell and Saria for Para. It's gonna be convenient. It's a good safety.
Yeah, and we can get downstab. So
yeah.
I would bet Para's going to get downstab and then go back to the magic jar cave to get her hammer. Since Mito is right near start.
Yeah, if she can find if medicine is in here, I think she's basically guaranteed to do it. I don't know. This is kind of a good cave to up A out of anyway. Takes a longer run out of it. If you're planning on up Aing at some point, you might as well do it here.
Yeah, I would probably up A out here almost regardless. The jar. He's walking out. Okay. I think there's maybe a little more exploration she has to do, but I feel like we've seen all the item caves at this point. Have we seen all the items in the west here?
She doesn't have trophy cave marked on her tracker. I don't think we've seen it. Yeah.
Yep. You are correct.
Just trying to remember if it, sometimes the runners don't keep their trackers really meticulous up to date. I know I'm guilty of that. GP, our last palace in the west.
Yeah,
kind of a long walk from start.
Did we have both 3 and 6 in the west? Is that what it was?
I think so, yeah. And then 4 was on the maze. Alright, here's Trophy Cave.
So maybe up an A out of trophy here. We'll take that. No, she doesn't. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if she's just gonna confirm that there's nothing else down here.
Yeah, I think MiRai walking out of this cave makes a little bit more sense. because he already he's basically full cleared the west at this point. So he knows that he's going to have to make a trip back into Death Mountain. This is sort of fairly near where the connector is. And yeah, there's a whole mountain on the west side here.
So a question about that raft and Maze Island Bridge thing. Does that only apply if they're on the same continent or same?
Yeah, it only applies if they're on if there is a continent that has both a bridge and a raft. They have to be on different sides. They're not necessarily opposite sides, although obviously, like in a caldera or a volcano where it can only be on two sides, they are always on opposite sides.
Okay.
But in like a vanilla lake, they can be on any two sides. But yeah, it's only for continents that have both a bridge and a raft.
Alright. Well, Para did not downstab first.
No, but she's got 2 extra containers, so she can just cast Reflect here, and that makes this cave trivially easy.
She might be a little annoyed to see the hammer, but the hammer is going to be nice to have because she's going to be going through Death Mountain, and she can get the rock and then continue on through Death Mountain. But I imagine she's going to get downstabbed first.
Yeah, makes sense. If there was a required spell there, you maybe want to hold off until you had that. If it was, somewhere that you thought you could reasonably get it. But with it just being fired, she's just going to get downstabbed and never come back again.
And let me see if I need to boost my mic. I just was unplugging things earlier. So.
Go west to find the boots. That is technically a hint. Okay, so both runners picking up downstab now. Para gonna get the hint. Go east to find the medicine. That's not a terribly useful one. When it's a spell item that you don't want, you're always looking for. You can get a palace hint. Just give, especially like, medicine in P5. It's like cool, thanks. So Para gonna be the first one, having sort of full cleared, deciding, oh, it's Death Mountain time, and MiRai is gonna be just behind her. And I think Para was a little behind having to double dip that cave, but just a little bit more efficient exploration on the west has put her a little bit ahead now. It's probably 15 or 20 seconds, but ahead is ahead.
I just turned up my mic a little bit on my end as well, but it was very little. I think I need to find the boosting section, but I'm not going to mess with that now. Hopefully someone can remind me later.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Para now gonna be looking to explore, and yeah, this definitely smells like a caldera at least. I think you have to go up to the top, and then you can go. Looks like there's a way to go right, but she's gonna have to go through one of these caves.
Yeah, she's gonna check this cave first, maybe, or has she already seen that? She should have already seen that.
Yeah, I think all of these caves here connect in the way that you expect. I don't think any of them look like they point into the caldera, but there was one. Yeah, that cave like just above her that goes left right now.
Well, MiRai has found Hammer Cave, so we're gonna see an item here.
Okay, this only a little bit of a gamble, I think.
I mean, we need a glove.
Yeah,
Here,
it's just it is. It's yeah, but it's also kind of a long check, but because MiRai's gonna have to walk out as well, but
I don't know if he has to walk out.
yeah, I think upping might be close.
Yeah.
Wait, where?
They're both in the cave now.
Okay, I was gonna say where's MiRai going, but he was just looking to kill an enemy and get this level up. And him going out of his way to kill an enemy there suggests that he is going to be upping out of here. He was just trying to finish it off.
Perhaps. But I mean, that doesn't.
Is he going to despawn the enemy? No.
Just a jar.
Okay, that does put him up to 7. Could be required.
Yeah, it could be. It is somewhat satisfying that they have the exact same items now after Para gets to the jar here herself.
Yeah, basically identical. Like a little bit of variation, but basically identical routing for the most part here. Okay, Para's going to walk it out. MiRai's going to try the south side here. I think this is a good chance of being correct. I think there was a cave all the way southwest on this side that looked like it might go through.
Attack 3 could use an upgrade.
It does not seem to be doing great. Took about 7 or 8 hits to kill an orange Dyra. Yeah, this one maybe. And where? Yeah, definitely this one right above him is going to go through at least to another section. I don't know if it's the section. This is a little bit offset, but it's 3 tiles is the most sort of off axis that a cave can exit out. Okay, and this is the one.
Boots.
Wow. Okay, that is a very weird way out.
That is an item, but MiRai's going to check the desert tile for a quick one first.
He's thinking he wants attack 4. You gotta take attack 4 here.
I think he'll take life 5 actually.
It's possible. This could be scary. This cave, you can get he's being a real safe here, making sure there's not a coconut hanging out. And of course gets punished by a boa for it.
Yeah, I think he needs to find a palace to up an A in before he
Yeah, and he seems to agree with you.
But there's one right there. He's scared of the lava, perhaps? Not sure. Guess he's just gonna come back later. Para has not found the way yet through Death Mountain.
No, she has not, and unfortunately, I don't think she's going the right way.
Okay. Oh, MiRai still got 2 lives left. I'm surprised he didn't just take the death and go through. But whatever.
Okay, Para back in Maze Island.
I'm pretty sure she saw both.
Yeah.
Where is she going?
It's the way's got to be a Death Mountain. There was another cave down by that exit, so I don't think that there's only like one specific way. I think there was another way you could have taken.
Oh, there is our trophy that was hinted, so
Okay.
we can turn that in for Thunder now, just on the water tile.
Boots being required basically everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we could have gotten through Death Mountain without the boots. I would imagine,
Yeah, maybe. With it's hard to say whether that other route was just a dead end or it was a another way you could have taken.
It looks like we can't kill the orange Lizalfos today. It's gonna make MiRai a little sad. We don't have a door solution yet. I don't. Have we seen a couple keys in the drop pool, maybe?
MiRai just got a key.
Yeah.
But only one.
Yeah, not enough to go through P1 at this point when we've got other things to be doing.
Yeah, I think if you have two, you can kind of consider it. But with only... Or, like, if you only have one, but, like, you've seen that they're a real common drop, maybe. But if you've seen one key 23 minutes in, I don't think you can realistically...
Yep. Got a vanilla magic container.
Yeah, and MiRai upset about it.
I don't know if upset is the right word. Just can't believe it.
Yeah.
Is Para just very lost here?
I think so.
Everything. It's a little upsetting. Okay, there you go. Get back to Death Mountain. You gotta find your way through this Death Mountain.
Yeah, I know a lot of runners just really don't like Death Mountain, but it is a part of the game. It's occasionally required, and it's perfectly reasonable to want to avoid it until the very last thing. But when it's the very last thing, you gotta stick your head down and start going. And I think she's on the right path now. I think she could this is the route MiRai took.
So sorry, I'm somewhat surprised that MiRai went and got shield without having the spell, just because you might have to walk through here later to look for the glove. But...
Yeah, it's a little unusual, especially because often he will just not take shield or life. But
yeah, I think life is the bigger skip for him.
Yeah, maybe it's just a function of the fact that he has 8 bars of magic and only 5 of life. He was looking to be a little safer, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Might as well make some use of that magic meter. Para is getting our first cave item, and it is the medicine. So that leads to fire, which could be something like fire fairy. That'd be pretty useful. Also, of course, fire thunder. Also, always great. Possible.
53 for fairy on MiRai's side, so he will have only 2 casts at 8 bars.
It's too bad for Para that we can't go back to the west to check it, to get fire, to check what it is, unless we go back to the west, which means we have to go through Death Mountain again to do any more progress on the east here. So,
yeah, I think it's unlikely we're going to see... We might see a fire pickup just as a gamble once they've cleared all 3 palaces here on the east, but I don't think it's likely anytime before that.
Yeah, it's really hard to justify going back. Really tempting, but really, really hard to justify.
Okay, and there's the glove. So no spooky glove hunts.
No, so it was in that cave that MiRai put off.
Yeah.
Or no, it's in the other one.
Oh yeah. This is something.
The medicine was in the first one.
Yeah. So he will not have to go back to Risen. Knowing MiRai, I think we're going to see a palace in about 20 seconds here.
Yeah, he's got that one a little to the east of here, or what? MiRai, what are you doing? You know, MiRai, what are you? Is he trying to get this level? I think.
I think so, but I mean, you could just go to a palace and get the level there.
Yeah, I think he's thinking he wants to get this level, and then he can upnate at the start of the palace and start out fresh. But oh, there's a key too.
Oh yeah, good pick up.
There's not a lot of experience in this encounter compared to how much there often is. Often there's a blue Lizalfos boss or 2.
Yeah, but at least the Bagos do have P bags in their drop pool. I was about to say, and here's attack 4.
do have an upstab pickup from Para there. And we're turning in this child.
Yeah,
I'm a little
MiRai.
confused that MiRai checked that hint. Why? Like, what are you looking for?
He's in go mode effectively at this point. He just needs to turn in his trophy for Thunder.
That was spelled in this town? I can't imagine MiRai's gonna get that.
Yeah, no, he didn't even check the sign. I think he wants to get upstab and leave. A little bit unusual too for MiRai to be picking up upstab when he already has jump spell, but again, maybe just trying to be a little safer.
Yeah, he's got the jump plus fairy combo, but yeah, I don't know. It's good safety, like you said. Alright, Para's got her fairy spell. She just needs to get to the other P-Bag cave to get her glove, and she will be good to go as well.
No, MiRai immediately casting Fairy to try and get out of this encounter at low life, but it looks like there is at least one MOA right at the start.
P1 is, of course, the obvious thing to do first.
Yeah, the only reason not to do P1 would be if you wanted to do, if you were trying to do power leveling, you might pick a longer palace to start just to make sure that you could get your XP up to get some attack levels. But I don't think MiRai cares. I think he's just gonna do whatever palace is closest. And
he was a little interested in trying to take down that Mago, but moving on.
Yeah, I mean, for good reason. Magos can be a 500. I mean, they can roll extremely high.
Yeah, only 100 for the blue Iron Knuckle.
Both keys in this room, just
Yeah,
P-Bags.
If you're farming, experience, you gotta get that P-Bag. I don't know about this one.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's looking for a way out. Go to the left and then to the right. There you go. Oh, you got it. Is he gonna go for attack 5 at the gem here? I mean, he is set on experience, basically. He needs to kill, like, one more thing.
Yeah. So Para just doing her overworld routing in a different direction was able to check spell tower.
Yeah, was it?
And just a hard container. But
okay.
I mean, as far as we already know where the glove is. That's really the only item that would be potentially required there. An any key would have been a really strong pickup, but
yeah, it would have been. Yes, that's true.
Hard container still just fine.
The any key is made a little less useful by the fact that we've got 8 magic jars. So
yeah,
even though Fairy is expensive, we can easily cast it twice.
Yeah, hopefully a third time with another magic level, but
yeah. I'm not quite sure why MiRai is spending this time.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, okay. He needs to get it up to 7 to 80, but now he's got enough.
Yeah, I mean,
does he want this light flip? I don't know. I don't get it. I would just take the attack level and.
Yeah, he's just gonna take the attack level. I mean,
yeah,
unless
but he spent a long time farming that Mago for nothing.
Yeah, and he unless Horsehead was in literally the very next room, he was likely to have more enemies to kill in future rooms that aren't as slippery as a Mago is.
Right. Yeah, if you're gonna dedicate that time to killing a Mago, you gotta have a purpose.
Yeah, and of course he gets. I don't want to say punished, but it was just the vanilla 200.
course, it's gotta be soon. Or we haven't seen the item either. Wait.
Yeah. What?
Oh, yeah, it is a little loop.
Yeah. No, it's not a loop. It's just.
Wow, that's a lot of rooms.
It is. This is a surprisingly large number of rooms from a P1. Okay, the spell appears to turn enemies into. I think it was the invincible moving blue rock spitting guys.
Octorox?
Yeah. It's not pleasant. So yeah, as expected, MiRai getting attack 5. And I think he saw both of the other 2 palaces here, so.
I think Parrot is still looking for that other P-Bag cave.
Yeah, and that is unfortunate, because out of all the caves here, it is the one that is most important. Is MiRai gonna try and fight these enemies? No, you gotta just leave.
He wants this experience. He wants his revenge. You saw the other night when both
Yeah.
he had 4 blue Los Alphos lined up, and they were worth 500 each. He's
Yeah.
I think that's on his mind.
It's just the lag. It's so hard with the lag. Because the lag isn't it's not always consistent, and so no matter what you do, no matter how clean you are with your execution, it can just decide to lag some more because NES hardware is the way it is, and then you end up missing.
All right, we get to do 5 next. That's awfully kind of, or 2 next. I'm sorry, and then 5 will be in Valley of Death.
Yeah, definitely better 2 now than 5. But I don't know. I think MiRai has enough resources that it wouldn't be a problem either way. But
yeah, he's got shield. He's got attack 5. Finally, the glove for Para, and now she can go into palaces. Oh, this is Helmet Head. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, if the palaces continue being this nice, could just be a jet seat with a little bit of a twist in the middle of it. But
yeah,
P5 will be the test, I think.
Right? Oh man, he's got ways to grind if he's gonna get this big attack level here.
Yeah, he wants attack 6. I think he's trying to do like an old school X3-4 power leveling strategy. And
I mean, I support this, but at this point, I might have given up on it.
Yeah, I mean, he's got enough palaces left to go that he could afford to just burn this one.
He takes the magic level.
Okay, now I'm just thoroughly confused. I mean, it will get him a double level out of it. He'll be able to get like 5 here, but
yeah. So the thing is, he's spending this time to grind now, and we know he's gonna be dumping gems later. So
yeah,
like it's a weird little thing.
But he is gonna place his 2nd gem here.
Yo, yeah. J-Lo thinks that it was a missed level for MiRai there. I'm not sure, but
yeah,
I didn't see his reaction that clearly.
He didn't seem to have a strong reaction to it, and he's definitely the sort of person to have a strong reaction to making a mistake.
Yeah. So Para is again behind on both aggression and on leveling.
Yeah, but still close enough that we could make it up in GP potentially,
Yeah.
or if P5 just happens to be really trolly, you could definitely gain or lose a lot of time in P5.
That's definitely possible.
Also, MiRai's fiddling around with levels has cost him some time previously, so if he continues to do it, she could make some time up there as well.
All right, P5.
And just an absolute mess of a bright orange nonsense palace.
We saw this room in both Death Mountain and in a palace today.
Yeah. Answer a question from Golden, our restreamer. What is the balance as far as that you strike on leveling? I don't know. It's just, there are a bunch of different schools of thought that people take, and they're probably all viable. It's sort of what you feel comfortable with and what the seed gives you in terms of availability of experience.
Yeah.
There are people who just take every level as soon as they can get it, and there are people who will be absolutely crazy, and you'll see them on like Attack 7 and Life 2. It's just all about what you're comfortable with and what you can use.
Yeah, it often depends on like how many magic jars you get, how many heart containers you get, how much the spells cost. If you get the magic key, that can be very important as far as leveling magic or being able to set that aside for a while. And then, of course, there's attack effectiveness and life effectiveness. If you feel like your sword is weak, or if you feel like you are being beat up a lot, then you might want to work on taking more attack or life levels.
Yeah, one thing that's not immediately clear from just looking at it is we are playing with attack and life effectiveness both randomized, and so how much damage you deal at any given level of attack, how defensive you are at any given level of life is also different from seed to seed. So you, to some extent it's strategy, and to some extent it's just sort of getting a feel for what the seed gives you. But Paris back on the board, or I should say on the board with her first gem. And we're probably going to see her taking the same route that MiRai did.
We get a heart container out of P5 here. Won't say no to that.
It's the second best pickup for sure. I think a magical key would be still nice. A magical key is always going to be nice, but certainly far from required.
Yeah. If nothing else, the magic key would make the key required rooms in GP completely irrelevant. So yeah, I think MiRai is always thinking about that and wouldn't mind not having to think about it.
Yeah, and Fairy Spell typically has a big drop in cost around Magic 5, and it looks like the Seed's no exception. It looks like he has at least 4, if not 5 casts now on a full stock of Magic.
Thanks for the raid, Marks. You had a good stream.
Oh, maybe not 4. That's actually a little more than I thought. And get an eye. 31 cost. Okay, good catch by chat. So yeah, 4 casts. And Para finding the fairly obvious way to Helmet Head here, so she's gonna have her second gem placed. And meanwhile, P5 for MiRai being rude.
Yeah. Para made a comment after last race about how when she felt behind, she was definitely taking counter meta routes through palaces, trying to take some lefts and stuff like that. So a left here in P5 might end up saving her a lot of time if she picks the right one. I
can definitely believe it, because whenever we're out, I've been fully kept track of this route that MiRai has taken, but it's been 15 or 20 rooms and still no sign of the boss. Here's an elevator, though. That's always a good sign you're looking for a boss.
Yeah.
You get an elevator that goes 2 ways.
And here's the boss. So, yeah, that was a very conspicuous left that MiRai saw very early in this palace. So, if Para takes that, she could definitely save some time.
MiRai playing a little bit safe on Barba, but no issues.
Guma, but yes.
Guma, yeah, sorry. Names her. I always get those two mixed up, and I don't know why.
I'm not sure what this spell is that Para is picking up. What spell are you even missing?
I think this is...
Life?
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Just for safety. Okay, so MiRai on 566, and yeah, as we were expecting before, this is probably going to be the end of MiRai's leveling up.
I mean, Life 7 might not be bad, but he does have shield, so...
Yeah, it is, because of how close this palace is to start, if he does decide he wants to walk it out, it won't cost him very much time at all.
Yeah, it may have been the biggest factor there, that he knew he was going back to the west. It was going to be up and in regardless, and he might not be up and in out of any of the remaining palaces, perhaps. So,
yeah,
we'll see if he takes any more levels or not.
Yeah, because both palaces on the west will be pretty much on the way, and then it's only a very, very short detour to do P4 in the maze. And he'll be able to finish out at GP down in the southwest of the west.
Alright. Para having 1 or 2 maybe fairy feet fails there, but not too bad getting through.
Yeah, and she's also at Magic 5, 8 bars now, so not very costly to have a couple mistakes.
We got ropes, I think those are, coming out of the drippers. 200 point Doom Knockers, though.
Yeah, but at this point, MiRai is unlikely to be able to hit a level unless this palace ends up being real bad.
Oh, we got an item, and we're not going to get it.
Yeah, did we... I guess this is... If this is 3 or 6, we did get a hint for the candle being in 6. So there's a 50-50 that's the candle. We still don't know what palace this is. Well, we know it's 3 now.
Right. So that item was not the candle, but it's pretty irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, best case, it's the any key, and maybe he goes and gets it, but I don't think it's likely.
Para is really picking up a lot of keys, which surprises me with the amount of magic that she's got.
Oh, interesting. MiRai taking life 7, but also not walking it out.
Yeah, that's curious. I don't understand why he did that.
It's taking this up A is going to save him, I don't know, approximately like 2 or 3 seconds, because of he'll cut out some time walking east. But also it cost him that amount of time to sit there and wait instead of just walking out. So probably not a huge difference in time either way, but it's a little unusual. So I don't remember exactly where this palace is, but he's also fairly close to the Maze Island connector. Okay, here it is. So this is going to be P6. P6 the other one that can really throw a wrench in your plans, but we'll see how good right is.
Yeah, it's certainly possible that that left at start was the correct way to Barba, but can't blame MiRai for just taking the rights. It's seeming like Para did not take the fast way through this P5.
No, certainly, I don't think she's yet to the point where it's been longer than MiRai, but who knows? It did definitely look like there were a lot of forks, a lot of turns you can make, and the fact that the eventual route that you needed to take involved going left is not a great sign.
I feel like MiRai went through this room left to right. Not sure. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
But I don't remember where this elevator leads, so...
Was that an item that was down there for MiRai or something?
Oh yes, this is in fact the item room.
No, I mean for MiRai. Right? Because he went down and came back up.
Oh, I don't remember.
No.
Okay, this makes sense. This is a thing that I've been talking to MiRai about, is when you have an elevator that's in the middle of a room and it takes you down into a room where the elevator is all the way on the left side, it's faster to go back up the elevator and go right because you're only going like a screen and a half instead of 4 screens on the bottom.
Of course.
And that's just what he was doing there, but it turns out you got to go down anyway, so.
Oh, I mean, it's got the peace of mind, if nothing else, that direction was incorrect.
What is going on with this room?
Does he need magic? Or maybe he checked his key.
Oh, okay, yeah. He had just gotten a key in the previous room and maybe forgot about it. And he thought he had to take a death. And then it was like, wait, I have a key. Everything's fine.
Yeah. So do we have a generator here? No. This is easy mode for this room. The P3 version, not the P6 version.
And he is pretty sure that he found a loop there.
Yeah. Well, I imagine we're going to see the very first left at the start now. So...
yeah, so this, if Para does take this left, and this is the way, this could be a big time save. Although P5 still proving to be a lot.
Yeah, she's got to finish up P5 here, and then... oh, what are you doing there, Para? Alright. Well... man, that was a fast P6 if you do take that left, though.
Yeah, just go left, go down, there's the boss.
Oh, very, very nice.
One cycle at attack 5. It was very impressive. This is a good trick MiRai doing, casting fairy to fairy over the wall so that he doesn't have to use up his key. Could be relevant depending on how this P4 is laid out. And unfortunately, I think Para had to take an up A there. Just finding every wrong way in P5.
I think that's fine that she took an up A. This should be the boss right here.
Okay.
She goes up, I believe it's...
yeah, I think this is the right type of room for where this is. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I have no idea what the structure of this P5 is. I got lost trying to follow it.
It was basically just take the first very obvious left, like from a down and left, and then...
yeah, and then you're there, yeah.
It's basically the same nonsense as P6.
Yeah. It's a little unfortunate that that's the kind of thing you might gamble on, but Para seems to feel confident enough to be playing it straight right now, and unfortunately, she could probably use the gamble.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I mean, I'm sure that she doesn't feel very good about the time it took her to get through Death Mountain and like rechecking caves in the west because of doubting that Death Mountain was the solution there. But yeah, she's definitely playing things more straightforward than she had talked about after the last race.
Yeah. So this is gonna be, I'm pretty sure this is still just life 6 for Para, so not gonna have attack 5, but attack 4 seemed to be good enough on Guma.
Yeah, I mean, Guma is pretty much the most important place for attack levels outside of perhaps Thunderbird.
For sure, yeah, because once you, I mean, it's certainly the tankiest / hardest boss that you have to fight, and then once you get to GP, I know a lot of the time you're just trying to avoid enemies as much as possible.
Looks like MiRai might get a level from walking through this P4, right? He's in P4 now, he must be.
Yeah, and he hasn't been playing very aggressively for experience, so leaving that P-bag behind, but just enough enemies that are worth enough sort of in the way. These 200-point Doom Knockers certainly helping.
Yeah. I'm only mildly surprised that he didn't pick up that P-bag. Of course, he takes an up and A regardless, and there goes all that experience.
Okay, so Para is taking the fire gamble, and it is fairy, which is unfortunate, because that is not going to help her a ton.
Right. With the amount of magic we have, having a slightly cheaper fairy spell, not all that great.
Yeah, I mean, it does help. It does let you more aggressively disregard rooms and GP by just ferrying over them, but the cost difference is not huge. Especially because she's probably going to hit Magic 6 as well here, and I haven't seen from MiRai what if any cost reduction is there.
MiRai seems to have found a loop, I think. Take
Yeah.
this left. See? Oh,
This is
here's an item.
Yeah. Just a P-bag.
Call it an item.
I think if that was the any key, he probably would have gone down and pick it up, if only for the key block room in GP.
Yeah, surely he would have.
Yeah, but anything else, I think even a hard container, he probably would have just left it there.
I don't remember what this P3 was like.
I remember very little of it, so it must have been short for MiRai.
I don't think it was short, because I remember him going through several rooms, and we were talking about if he'd get the item. We knew that the candle was in P6. So
Yeah, okay, but I just don't remember these rooms in this. Right. They're just on a different route. We'll see if it's better or not. MiRai determining he needs to take a Get Death to be able to cast Reflect and Fairy.
Right. I'm curious if he's also thinking about going back for a key here. Probably is.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got one marked down in his head somewhere that's easy to get to.
Oh, okay. Para just found the item room. I remember MiRai finding that.
Yeah, and that was right before the boss. So
Must have been a heart container.
Yeah, neither of them checked it. So
No, I thought Para just did. Did she?
I know she went into the room. I don't know if she abandoned ship.
Okay. She does have 7 hearts, regardless. Oh, I think the 7th heart was just in.
She next stormed from Spell Tower.
Right. Okay, MiRai is going to go find a key to pick up. To have an extra one going into GP. I don't know why Para just doesn't do the easy strat on Revenek. I don't know if she knows where to stand. I think that might be the problem.
Yeah, well, managed to take it down without a death, but just barely. MiRai had an animated shout at the camera upon picking up Attack 6, and I've been around MiRai long enough to be able to translate. That shouting means, no, this Attack 6 is not cheating. I took it just because I needed to go get the key, and I might as well let it roll while I'm doing that.
And, I mean, he could have skipped the level, but that would just be silly.
Yeah, if Attack 6 is going to be free anyway for the strategy that you're doing, you might as well grab it.
Picking up Thunder is something I hadn't thought about recently, and I'm glad that he thought about it, I guess.
Yeah. He's had it marked on his tracker for this whole time, but obviously he didn't pick it up because he needed to get the trophy when he was here the first time.
Okay, so Para just got the item out of P3. It must have been like, well, I've cleared so much of this that the item is free at this point, but...
Yeah, and it is the 8th heart container.
So, again, Para is going to have more health and the life spell. So if GP is especially trolly, maybe that'll help her get through a little better than MiRai. But other than that, Para's would need some nasty turns. And,
Yeah, MiRai is in here at significantly more than his usual resources for doing a GP, so...
Yeah. It's hard to imagine something standing in MiRai's way that wouldn't stand in Para's way, but you never know. We'll
Yeah, I mean, that could always just be a... You know, something really gambly, like a neon drop or something.
Sure.
But so far, basically linear for MiRai. He's had this one fork immediately lead to a dead end. No item in GP, only sadness. And pain and chickens. And yeah, well, even at attack 6, it still takes like 8 or 9 stabs to kill those. But these waffle rooms are definitely one of the places where mixed small and large enemies actually tends to make them substantially easier.
Well, we've got a Thunderbird.
Yeah, okay. I think this qualifies as an early Thunderbird. There haven't been any... I mean, still just that one little short detour to a dead end, so...
Yeah, I don't think there were any forks beyond that.
Yeah, I think that was the only one, so... Still plenty of GP to troll our runners right after this. Not a really efficient Thunderbird from MiRai, but good enough.
Yeah, he's not super happy about that, but
Yeah, I know he's trying to get 4 hits going left and then 2 or 3 going right, and probably only averaged about 2 either way there. So. And that is the unskippable upstab room. But thankfully MiRai does have upstab, but he is going to skip it because there are available rights.
we did see MiRai go through this room in P6, but I think he
Yeah, this was on the way to taking it up A.
right, exactly.
The correct route was just go left right at the start. So Para basically taking the same path as MiRai through this P6. Alright, well here's all our forks. Got 2 rights, a left, and a dead end.
Oh, I forgot for a second that we were in GP, and I was like, I didn't know this room existed outside of GP, but we were in GP, so
It would be a cool. I don't think there are any up-facing dead ends in the normal Palace pool.
yeah, I can't recall seeing one.
Sounds like something maybe someone can add. I do.
Someone?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're getting very close. I was hoping to have a beta of 4.3 out for this weekend. That's not going to happen because I found a game-breaking bug in it. But hopefully soon people will have the 4.3 in their hands, and we can start doing new room jam stuff I want to do. So look for details forthcoming when I fix the bugs.
MiRai somehow still alive after getting through that room there.
Yeah, just making the dodging look, if not easy, possible.
Well, he also took a hit that took him down to 1 HP, basically, so...
Yeah, and unfortunately, completely useless path, but he will be able to ferry up to full, so that's nice.
Seems he's gonna have to take a...
Yeah, he could take this right.
Okay.
There was, because he took a right at the 4-way, and it took him to the left at the bottom of the elevator, so this right is the only way he can go now.
Alright. Para did take down... Oh. Was that... Oh, she was in P4.
Oh.
Right.
What was that?
Yes.
Okay, that was P4. Okay, we're getting our palaces confused. Okay, so if she goes left in this P6, then she'll be in GP very shortly here.
But that's GP. Unless
Did she?
Oh, okay, she's just got them mixed up.
Okay.
She's got
They're really close to each other, so.
Yeah, it's just a little to the east, I believe.
Yeah, she was trying to dodge those encounters in this swamp, but not getting a chance.
I don't like this scanning method. She's got way too much like mountain on the screen. If you're gonna be trying to refine something, you don't want to have useless tiles on the screen.
And MiRai getting this fairly annoying room. Thankfully, the horizontal bubble version instead of the vertical bubble version. A little bit easier to dodge if you're just conservative and take your time.
Is this a loop, perhaps?
This does appear to be a loop. Unless this is a second one of this room.
Yeah, I have no idea what enemies were in the other one. This might be different.
No, yeah, I think this is different. And okay, that means that we have another left open. Maybe I'm wrong. I think I appear to be wrong. MiRai's going left here, which suggests that he knows. Yeah, he's seen that room before, and he wants to go left now instead of right.
Alright, Para has made her way into P6. Let's see if she takes the left at start. Get into GP before MiRai finishes at the very least. No, not
Thinking about it? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Left is the way to go. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. But, I mean, if she could get the gem place before he finishes, it'd be nice. But I don't think it's going to quite happen. The GG for MiRai.
Yep, MiRai's finished official time 109.53. Which is all set for what ended up being kind of a long set of palaces, a pretty quick time.
Yeah, he was in go mode fairly early, really, right around 30 minutes. So, had the palaces been fast, it could have been a sub-hour, but they trolled him a little bit.
Yeah, he's definitely 5 took a long time, and 6 could have been fast, but if you went right like MiRai did, it was not.
So Para's heading into GP with 5, 6, 7, but significantly more resources, 8 art containers, and the life spell, and
yeah.
Fire Fairy, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what the costs are right now, but at the very least, a bit of a cost savings. And MiRai will be joining us for an interview as soon as credits finish. He likes to wait for the credits for his recording. And Para taking this elevator down right at the start. I actually forgot about that. Oh no, that's the elevator that you have to take, because this is a dead end immediately.
Right.
It's like I forgot about that elevator. It's like, yeah, it's because it's not really a choice. It looks like a choice, and then if you pick wrong, it's like, oh no, guess again. And we're joined by MiRai. GG.
Hello, thank you. My God. Heart's racing.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Where is, what did this look like? Where's Para?
Para is in GP. She finished P6 basically right when you got done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Early on, you two basically neck and neck. Through the whole exploration of the West, you sort of took different routes, but ended within 15 or 20 seconds of each other heading into DM. But you found that connector cave in DM, and Para got a little lost and started rechecking other places.
Oh, the bridge?
Yeah, to find that bridge in DM.
Okay.
Yeah, and then once Para got to the east, she definitely took quite a while to find the P-Bag cave that had the glove in it.
Okay.
So, but yeah, those were the only 2 real differences early outside the palaces. Yeah. She at least hasn't had any bad game overs or anything this time.
Okay. Yeah, that DM. I originally, saw it. You poked your head in, saw the rock, checked the rock, just a P bag. Although that early on, I think it was a 500 point P bag, was nice for a little boost there. But I thought it was a caldera at first, because once we were kind of out of options on the west, or at least so I thought, and that was correct. But I thought that it was going to be a caldera with the bridge on the other side, and then right as I walked in the second time, I thought maybe I just verify that this is caldera versus mountainous, and so I went all the way to the top, and I saw there were a lot of caves. It was kind of tall, and I'm thinking, well, this is actually very likely going to be a mountainous DM. So it's still, the bridge is still going to be on a border somewhere, but it's going to be kind of weird because the west side of the mountainous and usually the north and south sides are all mountain borders, except where it needs to carve out for a bridge or a raft or something. And in this case, we had that bridge, and that was all that was remaining. So I knew I was looking for water, and I went topside first, found Hammer Cave, kind of rolled my eyes at that. I'm like, do I do this now? Because I don't really want to have to come back and do this later. I'm right here, right now. I think it was another magic container. I think that was my 7th magic container in Hammer Cave. And then I up and 8 out of there. And then I checked the southwest corner, and that was the bridge. And I saw Risen. I saw there was a MOA in there, and I was like, yeah, we're going to come back later. We'll do this one last and just kind of circle around in the east. And that was the plan. But I don't know what was in Risen. Never went back to it because I was like, well, by the time I found Sunken, and that was right next to Darunia, so it was like, I got the glove out of there. I'm like, okay, well, I'm technically in go mode now, so let's just go. Let's get upstab, and maybe we'll find the key along the way. Maybe not. I never did, but did we see what was in Risen?
Yeah, Risen was the medicine for Fire Fairy.
Okay. Oh, Fire Fairy. Oh, my God.
Yeah, unfortunately, Para did end up getting it, but unfortunately, it didn't make sense to go back to pick up Fire Spell until you cleared the east. So by the time she got it, Fairy was already relatively cheap, and it hasn't been that helpful. But yeah. If it were like Fire Thunder or something like that, then it could have been very big. Leif in this only 2 bars, so wouldn't have been that helpful there. Still helpful, but
yeah. Saw the expensive. By the time I got Fairy, it was 53, but I already had. I don't remember if I had Fairy before the 8th magic container or not. The 8th magic container came out of the basement, and I was like, do I need more magic right now? I really need something else besides an 8th container. But yeah, Fairy was 53, which still meant I could cast it twice. Stayed at 53 for another magic level or so, then came down to, I think, 31. And then it was very easily, then we got 4 casts of it, and I was just kind of flying through stuff at that point. So the only concern was, of course, the double glove blocked room with the key door in the middle in GP. That's why I know I was talking to the camera. I was probably getting yelled at again. Attack 6. I know.
We saw you gesturing at the camera, and I think I did, in fact, correctly translate your arm waving into what you meant there.
Yeah, I got to go get the key. I got to go up to the ledge and get the key. That's what I was doing. I had to go back and get that key because I was thinking, man, there was a key in 6 very early on, and I grabbed it. I'm like, oh, man, maybe I should have just left that there because it's closest to GP. And then I was like, well, we'll just kind of keep looking around. I know they're in the small enemy drop pool, but they didn't seem to be too common because I didn't see one until, I think, the east. I killed a lot of small enemies.
23 minutes you found your first small key.
Yeah.
We made a note about it because you sort of looked like you might be thinking about P1 when you first saw it, and then decided against it, and it was right after you found your first key. So
yeah, and that was Desert Tile right next to Risen. I saw Risen again, backed out, saw Desert Tile, just a P bag, went back to Risen, saw the MOA, got out of there. I think I was beeping at that point, and I wanted to get that level, and I didn't want to waste it. That's why I didn't go into Risen P-Bag Cave, because you might not get out of there with that MOA in there, and so there could have been more even further back, so who knows. But yeah, so I was kind of like looking around. I saw P1, and I still hadn't gotten that level yet. I got a key or something, whatever, in my pocket, and I'm like, man, do I just go in and do P1 right now? I'm like, it might not be enough keys. Do I just go in and get the level? What should I do? I backed out of there ultimately, and I don't remember where I got the level, but I eventually got it wherever. But yeah, that was that thought process. If it was a little confusing from the audience side of things, I was a little indecisive on whether I should go into 2, because it's like there was still more stuff to find on the east, and it wasn't going to be that hard because it was islands, right? If it was like mountainous, I would have done 1 because you just want to get the level in case you game over somewhere in like a terrible, stuck in like a patch of lava encounters that you can't get out of in a pocket of mountainous terrain there, like where it opens up little pockets and stuff. And so with the islands, I felt that I was going to be pretty safe, and I just backed out of there, down 1 life, I think I was, and still trying to get that level. But yeah, it seemed pretty straightforward from my perspective, and that's why I just went. That's why when I had the glove, having the fairy spell, and then the glove, and then I knew I had trophy for Thunder, I was just like, well, I'm ready to go. So let's just clear the east. Let's do one that we saw, and then I know I saw another one. I kind of walked around in a weird way because I wasn't exactly sure where it was. Again, islands, a little difficult to navigate depending on where you're standing, where you see things at a certain point in time. Walked it back, saw it was 2. 5 was in then Death Valley, up and out of there. Obviously 3 on the top side, 6 on the bottom side, 4 on Maze Island, and then back to GP. Yeah, and that was, man, that was a lot of GP, but it was one of those lefts, and I figured that after, I'm sorry, I'm talking a long time here, but after Para had said she was like non-meta routing and taking lefts in the previous seed, I'm thinking, man, I think I'm just going to stick to my rights right now and hope that, we're not in here exactly the same time, and she's taking lefts and I'm taking rights, and then, someone's going to win it based on that. But that hard up stat block that I had seen from the bottom side, if you had gambled left on that, man, that would have not really paid off, because I looped back around to that from the top side, and then it was the next left after that. So if you took the first left, that was punishing. If you took the second left, that was winning right there. And I saw a lot of GP, but yeah, there was still another left to take somewhere further down, or there were 2 lefts. There was that fairy room with the platforms and the lava moving to the left side. And then there was another anthill elevator that had a left on it as well that I was thinking about. But yeah, that's a lot of talking. Pear's not done yet.
Yeah, she's been on basically the same route that you took as GP, so she should be done pretty shortly. I say it. She finds Dark Lake.
Perfect.
And yeah, the one place where going left would really pay off, did pay off for Para, was P6.
Yeah, right there, first elevator left. I think I cleared out all the right. I don't think I had anything else to the right, and or maybe I had another left over there, over on the right side somewhere, but I did just want to take that left at the start, because again, like I said, Para was talking about taking lefts, and it's just, in a big palace like that, it's kind of anyone's guess at that point as to which direction is the right direction.
And get your GGs in chat for Para, finishing 121.03. And Para's with us now. GG.
Hey, GG.
GG, Para. I'm told we did very similar things up to a certain point.
Probably.
Yeah, you two were approximately 15 seconds apart from each other coming into DM. And then you both did Hammer Cave at roughly the same time. But where you sort of backed out and looked some other places, MiRai ended up finding that connection to the east pretty much right after that. And that sort of set off a whole chain of events.
Yeah, that's pretty much game. Although I don't think that lost me the race. But yeah.
The other big difference is that MiRai found the glove fairly early on the east.
Yeah, I was pretty frustrated to not find that earlier. I left that cave was like I last locationed it basically. I was like, well, if MiRai had trouble finding either the east or the glove, then maybe I'm in this. But unfortunately, I found those pretty much as late as you could. Death Mountain, I just second guessed myself. I was like, well, I might have missed a bridge connector on the west somewhere. And then I took a lap around the west again. I didn't see where I could go in Death Mountain. Then I realized that there was still I could go to the southwest corner. But unfortunately, it's just too late. But I lost a lot of time sloppiness here. I lost 6 for a long time for some reason. I just forgot where it was. Yeah, I don't know. Just a lot of sloppy time losses here and there. Just kind of added up. It wasn't a horrible race, but yeah, I don't know if I was going to win that one.
Yeah, you did make up a lot of time in 6, of
6.
course.
Yeah, I got the God route on 6, finally. Going left paid off.
Yeah, too bad you didn't also do it in 5, because that was also the solution in P5 as well.
Did I not go left in P5? Was there a left I missed?
I mean, you went and did the rest of the palace first, but then you up and 8 just like I did.
Oh, no. 5 had 2 lefts. I took one of them, but it looped around and did the whole palace. And the other left was the one that God routes to Guma. So that's what it was.
I see.
Yeah, I was frustrated by that one.
Yeah, I remember seeing you go through some rooms through a different direction than where I did, and I was like, well, this is interesting. But
yeah, it looped around to the right. That you go top right, and then there's 2 lefts down to the bottom. I took one of the bottom lefts, and it led all the way around to the top right, like through all the palace. And yeah, unfortunately, it was the other left that would have God routed to Guma. That would have been big if I'd hit that. That was probably like a 3 or 4 minute time save, maybe even more.
Yeah, I would guess even more.
But yeah, just a lot of little time losses here and there added up, because, you know, not finding the connector in DM was probably a 5-minute loss. And then the glove, that probably took me 2 or 3 minutes longer than it should have. I went and got life out of Nabru after passing it up, because I was like, well, I have to go do 5. And I don't know, I don't like my levels very much. But I have a lot of magic containers, so I can cast life, and life wasn't very good, unfortunately. I don't know. It was a winnable race. I wanted to get into GP, and I sadly just barely didn't get into GP before the race was over.
Yeah, I was a little concerned about there were some lefts to take in GP, and one of them was actually the correct way. It just wasn't the first left.
I somehow got it, but I don't even know when I looped. Like, I realized at some point that going right I had looped, but I didn't know where it was. I'm just like, wait, I've seen these rooms before. This can't be right. And then I just took a left, and that ended up taking me right there, so that worked out.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, it seemed, there weren't really any tricks. We had the boots
No.
early on, Eastern Islands, Western vanilla-like. That was pretty open.
Yeah. Aside from the DM connector, there isn't really much weird about the seat. It was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
It wasn't super fast, but it was like not slow either.
Well, Para, I mean, you finished tied for 3rd, basically, in this
Yeah,
tournament.
I guess so. That's pretty good. That's about as good as I could have reasonably hoped to do, I think.
Yeah, obviously, pointed out before, certainly no shame in losing to Rye. We've all done it. I'm gonna do it
No
some
shame
more.
in that. Yeah, pretty much.
So,
yeah, I had a fun tournament. I did much better than I was expecting to. I played much better towards the end of the tournament, although I didn't play very well against MiRai in either of my races, unfortunately. I did learn Fairy Feet finally. I did that.
yeah, you did it really well too.
Very, very quick Death Valley. Yeah, I pulled off really well. So that was nice. Finally got that done out of the way.
Yeah,
See,
I didn't
that's
realize it was the first time.
these are the races you get later into the tournament, semifinals, and around this area, you're kind of forced to learn things that you hadn't learned before. And it's when there's still like that little bit of room to grow, it always just feels good to get that done. And now you're just going to be able to do Fairy Feet every single time. It's been a long
much.
time, and now you're just able to cruise through those encounters without any problem. And even Maze Island, when it comes down, right, you can still Fairy Feet a lot of those as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't need to here, but yeah.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Yeah, I just still need to clean up a lot of just overworld sloppiness. That was just mostly what got me here today. It was just the overworld and not finding the connectors, losing caves, losing palaces. Just got me. That just happens sometimes. Yeah, good tournament. Thanks to the restream. It was fun.
Thanks. And MiRai, obviously going on to the finals. You got thoughts?
I was there last year, and I fell apart. It was Animus and I, and Para knocked Animus out of the tournament, so the belt is up for grabs here. And going against Chroma, he gave a little talk about when he won his semifinals match on whether how he felt about going up against myself or Para, and it's going to be interesting. Last year's finals were really determined by who had the glove first, and I hope it doesn't come down to that again, although we are doing a best of 5 this time instead of a best of 3. I'm excited, and this was my prediction for how it was supposed to play out, because Chroma got a little beat up in Swiss, and I called it the chromatic redemption or something like that in my prediction, and he was supposed to beat all of the people he did in Swiss. Unfortunately, he didn't get a chance to go up against Big Picket Patrick, but he did get a chance to go up against Level Engine, who beat him in Swiss, and he was able to beat Level Engine. And so I beat him in Swiss, and here we are in the grand finals. It's the only time we could meet in the tournament. So I have a prediction of him beating me, but it's all for good cause. And so I'm just happy to be here again, and it's going to be fun no matter what. It was a lot of pressure getting here. Chadbert in round, I guess I got a bye in week 1, but Chadbert beat out Valence, and then I went up against Chadbert. I went up against Tudor, fell apart in the second race there, pushed it to a game 3 here against Para. I was a little worried about this as well, because I know Para likes to clear overworld stuff. If I'm gambling on palaces and they're not working out, Para is definitely going to be inching forward in that regard. But luckily, these were not too confusing seeds this time around, and kind of cruise through them and moving on to I don't know where I was going with this thought, but anyway, I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to be in the final. So whatever happens. Good luck to Chroma, and hope we're going to put on a good show regardless. I hope we go 5 games. That's going to be ultra nerve-wracking, but let's take it to 5, and let's give everyone a good show of 5 very close races, hopefully. And thank you for the restream and everything as well.
Of course. Looking forward to it. Did you have any more thoughts, Elandar?
Nope, that's it for me. GG's to both runners, and looking forward to the finals.
All right, well, GG's to both runners. Thank you again to our tracker, JLo, and our 2 commentators, Elandar and Jay Coper. We're going to go raid Rejax, who's playing a Zelda 2 randomizer, but wanted to make sure I plugged for everyone who's watching that we are going to have a charity marathon here on ZSR this weekend, raising money to help our friend and ZSR restreamer Ricky of Kokiri with raising money for cancer treatment. So if you come back here Saturday and Sunday, you will see that. Other than that, hope everyone has a good Thursday night, and thanks for watching.